Okay.
All right, Coach. 7:01.
Let's go.
You're up, Coach.
Go ahead. Well, we love these meetings. May your Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. May the boys finish the final strong, and may we all have a nice Christmas holiday. Notre Dame.
Pray for
Pray
us.
Pray for us.
Do you have your radio on or something? Somebody's got something on.
It's Mike. Mike's doing double duty over here.
Okay.
Okay, so
Mike, turn your TV on.
all right, so just one introductions. We have Coach Hennessy here from the athletic department, Coach Brokenshire, and Judy Byrne. Myself, Jessica Bakulis, I'm the president of the athletic club, and Peggy Papakristodoulou here. And I don't know if Kelly's on just yet.
Turn your TV on.
She's not on yet.
Okay. All right, here's our agenda for tonight. We're going to do a little quick IHSA update for what we know right now. And then we'll go do a quick treasury report, do an update on the fundraising, and then we're going to do questions. We have a short meeting tonight. So thank you, everybody, for coming.
Okay.
All right.
So,
All right, Coach, you're up.
Okay. Well, we're still. We've gotten some information from the business office that we had over $40,000 that was through Giving Tuesday. That's a remarkable amount of money, and thanks to a lot of people and Jessica for really heading it up. We had some good help from the business office in maintaining things. We are sending out thank you notes to all these people in hopes that that won't be the last time that they give to Notre Dame, but it was very encouraging. We have, I don't know exactly how much money we have made selling the socks, but I know we only have about, I think a couple dozen pairs left that we'll get rid of on Saturday. So we have done well so far. The good thing about the money that we're bringing in this year is that all the money will stay with the club. We will not have to, we don't have to meet a certain amount as we have in past years because of the COVID situation and not having to, we didn't have the football mania at the beginning of the year where the business office asked us not to run that in lieu of them starting their grand raffle. So, which is good. So we're right on course. We're looking to see about, and we'll talk about that probably at the next meeting, about spending some of the money and earmarking that for some of the peoples, but we wanted to make sure we had everything in line and ready to go. So all in all, we're doing well. And thanks to a lot of people for the fall for doing a good job. And we'll see what we got next. I don't know if anybody has their TV on in the background and maybe causing a little bit of trouble with noise. But, I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. So we wouldn't be bringing up any things to spend on money yet. I'm going to wait for a better report from the business office to make sure that we know exactly what we have. Once we do, we would probably spend some of the money on helping golf from rental that they had, possibly hockey for some of the rental that they're going through. There's some cross-country transportation issues, but those are the sports so far that have had things going on for us to look at. I think down the road, and we want to keep it short tonight, so we don't want to look too much into the future, but we should probably start thinking about, if we were able to have another fundraiser and get anywhere to $50,000 to $60,000 in our little nest egg, there may be some things we want to get. So we maybe should develop a wish list, and I'll talk to the coaches about some things that we can get, because at the end of this year, we do want to make sure that we allocate the money to all of our sports and make it so that we spend the money that we're bringing in. So it's a good situation.
All right, sounds good. Do we have anything that we want to update on IHSA, Coach?
Well, those people, no, don't get me started.
I won't get you started, but is there an update? Do we need?
I'll be quick because I do need to get to 7:30 hockey meeting. I just left the 6 o'clock hockey meeting, but the IHSA met on December 14th and came up with no conclusive decisions about anything. We are being told that there's going to be another meeting by the end of the month. And at that point in time, they say they are going to give direction to swimming and bowling and basketball. So I'm not sure what that means, whether they will set dates for that or whether they will concretely say that they're going to move it somewhere else. We don't know that. A lot of it depends upon the governor, and they're waiting for his word as to whether we're going to stay in tier 3 or what's going to happen with that. So right now we don't have anything. We still, because things have not changed, we are hoping that basketball is going to start sometime in January or February. And if that happens, then probably some of the dates that I may have originally given you might start to get moved further into the spring. But again, we don't know that. The solid dates that were given to us in the fall were that football and soccer would begin February 15th and spring sports would begin on around May 1st. We haven't gotten any changes with that, so we're still kind of planning on that. But as we've seen throughout the year, there are always adjustments and changes going on. So hoping to have a report and giving it to all of our boys and all of our coaches by the end of this month as we get into 2021.
I was trying to unmute with the space bar and it was advancing my slides. I'm sorry. So, okay, so let's go do the, we'll go through the fundraising update. As Coach said, there's we raised a little more than 40,000 with Giving Tuesday, which, you know, all goes back to the Dons, which is was almost double what we did last year. So, which is fantastic. And our theme was one team, one day, one goal. And I think we had a pretty good goal. As again, we just like to see if we can hit maybe we can double it again next year. Who knows, right? That'd be nice. Okay, so that's really it on Giving Tuesday, and like we said, we're going to send out thank you notes to the donors, and that's something that we feel is really important to acknowledge their kindness and their generosity. So I think we're going to make sure that's going to happen. And then next is the socks. They talked about the socks already. We have an opportunity. Judy's, do you want to talk about, do we want to bring up, we can order more, or do you want to hold off? We have the opportunity to order more for, I think, a fraction of the price, like almost half of what the original price was. So that's a possibility. So we might order more probably after the holiday. Judy, you're talking, but you're on mute.
Do you think there's demand for more?
I don't know. We haven't hit our 3 weeks yet, and we only have about 2 dozen left out of several hundred pairs. Coach, were there about 800 pairs? 600?
I thought we had 150.
I thought
no. It was more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 300.
300 pairs.
Wow.
Yeah. So we might have we could order more. So that's a possibility.
Did you notice that several families were buying 1 or 2 pair, or like 50 people were buying 5 or 6 pair?
Mostly they were buying 1 of each, going across the
Okay.
board. I mean, that was, since there were 3 different styles, that was pretty much what they mostly were doing. But we
Okay.
did have people buying, half a dozen pair, and it was good.
Okay.
You got those families that have multiple children too. So there's
Right.
that. Yeah. So that was a good thing. So, we have the opportunity to order more at a lesser cost, even if we, hang on to them for a little while and we sell them, at a slower pace after this. It's not a bad thing to buy them at a lower cost.
Yeah,
Right, and
because
hopefully those who have them, will, other people who don't will see them and they'll jump
And
on
they're
the
gonna want
bandwagon
'em.
as well.
Exactly. So
And
it
then
might be.
is it worth getting some for next year? Because we know they were great, like stocking stuff or for St. Nicholas. So, I mean, is it worth at that price to get, another 300 or 400 pairs and to have some just ready for next year? Or is that thinking too far ahead?
It's not a bad idea, Peggy.
There I
Especially
am.
if you've got new families coming in too. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So-
right now it's a reduced rate, so.
I
Yep.
think I personally I agree with that. I think we should order more.
I say, go
Have
for
them
it.
in the back in the
In the
so we
store.
have them in our storage and that we have them in our back pocket if we need them, if we want them, and offer them out again next fall. So
It really good. Who's went? We got a lot of the army ones or camouflage ones still.
Mm-hmm.
really, okay.
Can you hear me? Oh, good. I
We
figured it
can
out.
hear you now.
But if anybody wants any, you can email me and I'll put them on the side for Saturday.
Sounds good. All right. So Judy,
right.
so what do you guys think? Do you think we should order more? I should see a show of hands maybe. If you think we should order more, okay, good.
Yeah, I
You-
think so.
Jill says yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
We should
We all
be
say we should
working
order
out
more.
is What we should be doing.
What, Coach? We shall be wearing them.
We should all be working out like Judy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I finished.
Frank's
I did
working
my
out.
workout.
Fell off, so that would have been,
Okay. The next part. Well, those are the socks.
Yeah.
Okay.
so the
we're gonna
green
get socks.
ones didn't go so good. The ones on the right went real good.
Yeah, that's the one Christian liked.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine don't know what they
So-
look like, so they haven't seen them.
Me neither.
okay. All right, I'll order more.
Beautiful. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
All right. The next thing was I kind of shifted this from an NFC AFC party to an NFC AFC fundraiser. Frank, Jeff, do you want to talk on this for a moment? What the decision was?
Frank, you
You're
gotta
muted.
unmute yourself.
Frank, you're muted.
There you go. I'm sorry. I talked to my tech department and they came up with the first thing we'd have to do is coordinate with the business office for some type of link for payment. And after you paid, then we'd send you a confirmation with some type of form asking for your name and what square number you'd want. And that'd be time stamped
Okay.
as well. But it would have to go through the business office.
Could you use Venmo or something? So like, because that way, I mean, you would know directly. It would come to one person or something. Because it might be easier that way to use like an app instead of going through the business office. I don't know if
I don't know if we have to go through the business office. That
Okay.
might be a problem. I mean, can we go, you guys tell me, can we do it ourselves or do we have to go through the business office?
How does that work, Peggy? If people are sending me, hundreds of thousands of dollars? How does
what
that-
you could do is, you would, that way you'd have, the app would tell you like who paid you for what. And then it would go to your account and then you can take it out of your account and give it to school, but at least you'd have all it's like an honor system unless we can set something else up. So it goes to like some kind of school account or whatever. But I mean, like some app like that is easy.
Yeah, and my question is with going through the business office, is it going to add that 3% fee?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking with the Venmo. They don't, if you don't have to, if you want the money like immediately, it's like a 1%. But if you want like 1 to 2 days for it to get transferred out into your account, there's no charge.
Well, we wouldn't have to hurry on that. We could do that
Right.
one days. Because
And most people have most people use either that or Zelle to pay, and I find that it's helpful. Or you can even use PayPal.
Okay. So for those of you who are unaware, we've shifted the NFC AFC party to an NFC AFC fundraiser with doing the squares to sell the football squares. So that's kind of where this conversation is going for those of you who are unaware. So we're just kind of working out the logistics. Is there any questions or anything in the meantime from the members? Anyone? All right. Just want to make sure we're all aware.
Even though I'm working with Frank on this, we didn't talk earlier, but is there going to be one big one for each one, or is there going to be several, or how are we going to do that?
We were talking about just doing a $50 one, and if that gets filled, do another $50 one.
Okay.
That's what we talked about on Monday. But I mean, if your input is, whatever you
Very
think, let me
valuable.
know. I mean, yes. I mean, I don't.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how many of those $100 ones did we sell pre-sale last year? Do you remember?
Pre-sale, we sold them all. They were all sold before.
Oh,
Okay. So
one full chart.
one
Right.
full $100 square. I think, do we go with 100 and then fill that up and then go with a smaller one, or, but then again, that's going to be, it was easy when we only had a couple squares left and we could sell them at the event, where now how do we push squares, virtually? So,
That's what we got to figure out.
right. So I don't know if we want to go for the home run with the $100 squares right away, or just keep it at 50 and then open up another 50.
I think we keep it at 50. I think 50 is the way to go.
Okay.
I think it's just easier to sell a $50 square versus selling a $100 square virtually.
Yeah. If you want,
So-
get two. Boom. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, Frank, whatever you need me to do, I'll,
We'll talk.
on board.
We'll talk and try to figure this out, because
Okay.
the logistics, as far as, my technical skills aren't very good, but I live with Wonder Woman over here that she pretty much knows how to do
She
everything.
is pretty amazing.
So
We'll
so
need
as long
to
as
get together.
as long as I'm nice to her, she takes care of me.
We'll
You
need to
better
get
be.
together by the end of the month and get something figured out with Jeff and Frank. So
Okay.
Okay. Can I just throw this at us, just to give us a couple more weeks? What we might want to, seeing we're just doing squares, do we just maybe want to make it a Super Bowl? If we're just doing squares,
That's a great idea.
well,
then you're not splitting the pot 4 ways. You're splitting the pot, instead of splitting the pot between 2 games, now you're only splitting the pot 1 game.
the only thought behind that would be that I'm sure other people, who have had their Super Bowl parties before, they won't be able to have them, but they may be thinking of doing something. And, like Immaculate Conception, St. Tyler's, a number of the area schools have a Super Bowl get together. Well, I don't know if they're going to do anything else, but we may want to think about finding that out. And if we want to shift gears, it makes sense what you're saying, Frank. It would just be 1 game, but it might interfere with other parishes, and that could then cause a problem.
Okay.
I
Let's
can
check
check.
it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think that, several other outlets, whether it be a work or family or whatever, would have that Super Bowl, but this is more of a unique situation where it's for the AFC and NFC.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a lot of NFC, AFC fundraisers like we have. So I think our competition is lower with NFC, AFC.
Right.
So
Okay. So you guys want to keep it that way? And NFC, AFC?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
keep-
I think
Yeah,
so.
something to
Okay.
look forward to, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, any new business, Coach?
No, just like I said, I think Jeff and Frank and I and then you will get together and just kind of iron some things out and report
Okay.
back to everybody. So
Nothing new? Okay. Any questions or comments from any of the visitors tonight? Any of the participants or the? Nope, I like the no's. Now, we love questions, but it's just, like we said, speedy meeting tonight, so that's fine. Any questions? Okay.
We're good.
All right. Well,
Thank
then
you.
our next meeting is on January 20th at 7 p.m. From all of us at the Athletic Club for Notre Dame, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you, in the meantime, if you need have any questions or anything, you can always contact Judy. She knows everything.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
of course.
somebody left a note in the chat. They said they use Venmo and Zelle all the time for the food pantry. It's super easy to use. You just need a designated phone number that is not already linked to Venmo. So that could
Perfect.
work.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Jocelyn. That's great.
Yep.
Okay.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
Merry
Okay.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
How do you get out of here? Stop doing it. Bye. Feel better.
Thank you.